Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com, and in this video we're looking at a mid-size GMT from Grand Seiko with the SBGE255. So in this video and on this channel we cover watches available for purchase on our website, TeddyBaldassarre.com, as an authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive in this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout the video if you have further questions, check out the link in the description down below to the product page where you can learn more and purchase the watch. But without further ado, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at this watch.
At this point, the cat is out of the bag when it comes to Grand Seiko. The last 5 or so years of enthusiasts shouting from the rooftops about how great this Japanese brand really is finally making a lasting impact on the broader industry. Models like the SBGA211 Snowflake, the SBGA413 Cherry Blossom, or the SLGH005 White Birch have each earned their flowers across the watch enthusiast landscape. A byproduct of Grand Seiko's massive success has been a more comprehensive than ever collection highlighted by tasteful limited edition pieces, Japanese-inspired naming conventions, and a wide array of different calibers to keep track of. On the sportier side of affairs, there's also considerable fanfare, with today being a standout given its wearable case at 40mm and an integrated GMT spring drive caliber on the inside with the SBGE255. Now, I've said it more than once, and I am more than willing to say it again, and I will. The spring drive caliber represents one of the greatest feats in the history of watchmaking, pairing aspects of mechanical calibers with quartz timekeeping while retaining an air of traditional finishing and artisanship. In this case, the SBGE is built and powered by the 9R66, a true GMT complication which enables activation of the local hour hand at the second position, both forward and backward in 1 hour increments, and in turn adjusting the date. Although we can't go through a complete explanation on how the spring drive works, I do have a full video on the topic that we can link to in the description. However, to fully appreciate the spring drive, I think it's important and crucial to attempt to understand its basic premise. Now, in essence, the spring drive uses mechanical power as a reserve of energy with the help of a mainspring. Yet with the help of a freely rotating wheel known as a glide wheel at the end of the gear train, it is able to create a small electrical charge with the help of a magnet at its axis in close proximity of copper wire that sends a signal to an integrated circuit and quartz oscillator, which then sends back an electromagnetic pulse back with the help of that copper wire, acting as a frictionless brake to the glide wheel that rotates in a single direction 8 times per second, creating the effortless sweep that you will see on the second hand. The end result creates an approach to movement technology that combines the endless power supply that comes with a mechanical watch through a winding mainspring while counteracting the battle of friction with high accuracy. The accuracy of the 9R66 is going to come in with plus or minus 15 seconds per accuracy a month, or plus or minus 1 second per day, and the extended power reserve of 72 hours on a full wind. And while this is going to be a well-finished movement, it is going to be hidden from view, so you're going to have to take my word for it, and it's going to be behind this closed case back with its lion logo. In terms of general operation here, hacking and hand winding, hacking stopping the second hand when you pull the crown to the farthest position, and a power reserve of 72 hours. Now, looking beyond the excellent caliber inside, the other defining characteristic of this model has to be its dimensions for its sports category for Grand Seiko. Measuring at 40.5 millimeters in diameter, 14.6 millimeters thick, and a 48.4 millimeter lug to lug, the SBGE255 takes the silhouette from the larger 44mm GMTs in Grand Seiko's collection and proportionally downsizes it for smaller wrists or those who simply appreciate smaller dimensions. For me, even considering the real estate being occupied by the bezel, this watch wears pretty true to size or close to it, with the only metric of note for most going to be that thickness. And while 14.6mm isn't necessarily slim, this figure does undercut other GMTs in this arena, including the Tudor Black Bay GMT for context. The model will wear pretty true to size on wrist, but it does have those male end lengths, but I'll say it even wears smaller on a strap. The 3-link bracelet offered here meets at the case at 20mm and is adjusted with screwed in links while demonstrating a blend of brushed and polished elements that complements the case well. Compared to some other Grand Seiko bracelets, this clasp does feature micro adjustment, offering 4 points within and enabling good flexibility for the owner. Now, following the formula of many legendary dive watches from the likes of Seiko, the screw down sign crown position here is at 4 and the lugs are sculpted with a prominent facet running their length. Along with vertical brushing, polishing, Grand Seiko's signature Zarasu polishing technique is used to create visual interest, with this watch as a whole presenting its execution beautifully. Resting on top of the case is a prominent ceramic fixed bezel in a deep blue shade with white indices, and just within, a very lightly domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on the underside stands guard over the dial. Now, if you've made it this far, you likely know Grand Seiko's frankly legendary reputation for execution in the arena of dials, known for beautifully finished indices, textures, colors, and depth. And with all that being said, the SBGE255 is more of a bit straightforward than other Grand Seiko models. However, it still offers some beautiful, charming elements. Starting at the outskirts, we have a sloping chapter ring that offers another set of 24-hour indices, here favoring the odd numbers where the bezel provides even figures. Set over a metallic sunray finish primary surface in a deep blue, the SBGE255 tracks the time with hand-applied indices that are polished and faceted in a razor-sharp manner, and looking further, it reveals a subtle linear texture on top of each hour marker, which again demonstrates a massive level of attention to detail. The indices at 12, 3, 6, and 9 are larger and also serve as home for a smaller application of luminescent material. At center, stylized baton hands are also pairing with a small sliver of lume and a number of polished planes for a striking effect, being accented in this case by a light blue arrowed style GMT hand, intended to tie in with the color matching GMT text at the dial 6 o'clock. Though it is in somewhat shorter supply, the lume here is effective and does aid in this watch's sportier argument in darker conditions. At 4:30, a simple date aperture feels a bit unfinished in comparison to some of their other date framing, lending a view of the black on white date disc lying beneath. At 12, an applied and polished GS logo sits over the brand's word mark, with spring drive at 6 positioned just above the aforementioned GMT text. And then finally, to top off the watch, we have a power reserve indicator that is a core element of Grand Seiko's modern design language. So now to unpack, looking at the SBGE255. So this is a watch that I think is rather underappreciated and not talked about enough. We hear a lot of people say there's not enough sports watches from Grand Seiko that fit in this kind of medium size case dimension, but this is one that absolutely needs to be mentioned along with the other watches within this collection. Now, to start with some of the drawbacks and some considerations, one is the lume is going to be in shorter supply compared to some of the other Grand Seiko sports watches, though certainly adequate. Then also, it is going to be a thicker watch, not going to be any thicker than that of the Tudor Black Bay Pro, but it is also going to not be the thinnest of watches for a GMT watch on the market. And then finally, this is going to have a closed case back. I know for many, they like to look at these spring drive movements just to be in awe of maybe that glide wheel, and also having an opportunity to see the well-finished movement for what it is, because that is one of the great perks of a spring drive. Although you're getting all this state-of-the-art tech and being this watch that is so technologically charged, it still is going to be a movement that is going to look the part when it comes to its surface finishes. But now shifting over to the pros, I think the first thing I'll mention here beyond the norm of what I would mention for any Grand Seiko watch is going to be the wearability and dimensions. This is going to fit in a unique spot for people that are looking to get into a spring drive powered watch from Grand Seiko, but also are looking to get into something that's more in that sweet spot for case size for mass appealing effect at right around 40 millimeters. The bracelet is better than some others from Grand Seiko, and also getting micro adjustment is a nice value add, especially for a watch leaning into this sporty upside. Finishing is very solid throughout, despite maybe not being as striking on its dial compared to others from Grand Seiko's collection. Spring drive, there's not much more to say here that I have not already said. It is a true marvel of engineering and watchmaking. 72-hour power reserve here, well finished throughout, and really for anybody that if you're into watches or into engineering, this is a movement to absolutely fall in love with. And then with that hypnotic sweeping second hand on the front, it's just the cherry on top of a very well finished and probably one of the more compelling GMT watches in this luxury segment that quite frankly does not get mentioned enough. But all right, guys, that's all we have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Really do appreciate that. Also, if you're in the market for this watch, it is available on our website, teddybaldassarre.com. We're an authorized dealer of Grand Seiko. Quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. Also, how we're able to fund all of our productions is through selling watches on our site. So if you're in the market for a watch, we'd love to have your business. It allows us to keep doing what we're doing, and we love what we do. Guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.